today. Just bugging, that's about it. Well, I painted this hood yesterday, and as you can tell, I'm waiting on a paint booth to be built. And I had a lighting issue yesterday. And besides that, because of the lighting issue, I had a run on the front down here. And I wet sand this down today and shoot it again. At the same time, I'll shoot some fenders that I undercoated yesterday. The dune buggy project, waiting on the money to start on it. And anybody wants a decent 1973 Super Beetle shell with all the body parts. One fender needs some repairs on it. About $300 for that. And another project hoping to do today is the 72. When it gets warmer, go through hell and put these windows back in. Alright. Sanding out. I would sand this off with a 320 so I could just get these runs off the front of it. It's a real pain in the ass to do this hood because of the deep contour, and with a lighting issue that doesn't help. I hung some lights inside there. Like I said, that's my temporary booth. I was too impatient to wait on the new booth to be built starting next week. So it turned out good, but the car did. But when I get to this, I had some issues in there with lighting and the sun beating in on the back of the booth through the screen. So much easier to just wet sand it down and do it again while I'm doing some other parts than it is to waste a bunch of time cutting and buffing it and waste product. I mean, yeah, I'm going to put a little more on it, but it's not going to take much. I'm not going to go through this color. I'm just going to cut the whole thing down with some 320 real quick, getting the orange peel out. And then I'm going to come back with some 400. And since I'm going through the extra trouble of doing it again, I think I'll step it up to a 600. You know, the hood is a big body part that everybody seems to be looking at. Hate to have some deficiencies in it, and not the easiest thing to cut and buff with all these contours in it, but not that bad. Yeah, it takes a little while. Rinse it all off, take a break, do something else, and come back when it's dry. So it's all gone. Gotta keep on sanding. Yeah, I love bugs. Still soft, clear. It's 24 hours, or not even 24 hours. Yeah, it'll be fine. I want it to be show ready when it's prepared to sell. Not sure exactly where I'll be as far as the price. The final results and the total of expenses will determine that, but I stepped up another level. Things I didn't plan on doing to it are going to be stepped up, like front disc brakes. Everything's going to be new or rebuilt. It'll be a fine car. Alright, the hood mast on the inside. My tape pulled up a little piece up there, so I'm gonna hit it and it won't be too noticeable. You can't even see the edge of this when the hood's open, so I'll get that touched up. So get the booth set up, my makeshift booth. Actually does pretty well. Gonna make a stand for these fenders to sit on there, and we'll get in there and shoot this hood. Alright, my fender's set up. I got one of them already sanded. I undercoated them yesterday, and had to get some of the overspray of the undercoating off the edges. One more to do. As you can see, I got the hood down 320, 400, 600. I don't see any orange peel or any shine, so that's sure everything's right. Alright, so it looks like I'm gonna paint the fenders and the hood today. This tech light turned out nice. I might cut and buff it, I don't know, maybe later. Today, I'm at the task before I head off for Thanksgiving of starting on this hood seal, trunk, whatever you want to call it. It is quite a booger sometimes, especially when you're dealing with brand new paint. You don't want to mess it up. I had to weld sections in here that were missing before I painted the car, of course, and I try to keep them to where I have to work it in there and not have to hit it down, and because either you're going to chip the paint, raising it up to put it in there and putting it back down, or either way you're going to chip the paint. I mean, you want to get you some your fast dry paint mixed, you know, 3 or 4 ounces of it for touch-up paint, because you're probably going to hit it. I haven't yet, and as you can see, when you come around the corners, these can be a little booger. They've got little tits right here, whatever you want to call them, and you have to shove them in these holes, and they don't like to stay there. I usually try to put them in there, and then when I'm done fitting it, I'll squeeze put a little glue in there carefully, mask it off so I don't get any on the paint, and then just gotta keep working it around, and then of course end at the front so you can trim it and push it up in there. So like I said, you got to be real patient with it. I just sit here and slowly work it underneath. I don't want to chip the paint, so you don't want to get in a rush. And sometimes you're gonna have to go under here. There's an edge here. See, I taped this so I didn't hit my paint, but hopefully I don't. Anyways, but you got to be real careful and keep it pushed down, get into that groove, and then you'll try to shove it up into there. So I don't need to right now, because it's going to want to push itself up like it is right here, because the bottom hasn't seated flat inside the groove there. And I get all the way around. So let's work a little in here. I don't plan to get it in here all today. Just move around, do something else. It can kind of, my old 52-year-old hands, it can get to be a little rough on the carpal tunnel. So it's good to go away and come back, because like I said, you don't want to get rushed. But don't get too upset when you chip some paint off. And of course, if you do that, you want to run a little bit of masking tape down the seal before you go touching it up. Good. So I got this in here. It's going to take a little while, just to give you an idea. Back here you can see I had already got it in, and then I had to carefully knock it down because this is a brand new tail pin. It's never held a seal before, and I had to weld a few sections in this also. And there is no glue on this, and I got a little bit where you can see the paint cracked right there, but I'll use a little fast dry in there, fill the little cracks so rust or something, water doesn't get into there. But it's nice and secured. And see how it fans upward. It's the same style, but you want that to be flat, and right now as I'm working it around, it's going to want to stay up until you get it flat inside that groove. See, the headliner, the folds in it are really coming out since the glass went in. But like I said, I get a lot of accessories to hook into there, so it's perfect. Alrighty, until next time, that's just bugging.